What is going on? I'm Zedmont. We are going to be doing some mega crabbing. Now, if you have never ever done the mega crab, or you're not sure if you're doing it correctly or not, do check out those cards up in that general region. That is the video you want to watch. It will make sure you do everything absolutely perfectly. But we are going to jump past all of that. Now, our operation has an hour left or so, so I am just going to boost up. That way I can A, hit this operation if I haven't hit it, which I already did, but B, I can be boosted for the start of the next operation. So using our boost not only for the mega crab, but also for our operation. So many people miss their operation attacks when the mega crab comes, which is incredibly frustrated. So don't piss off your co-leaders and your leaders and your officers and stuff like that. Hit the ops. Anyways, we are going to be doing the Mega Crab in a less than optimal way. That tank damage tribe is probably your best bet. We will likely get to that later on. But we're going to start out doing the ridiculous all heavy rush because it is incredibly fun. You throw in all of that boosted damage that I've got there, plus all of the beautiful things of the Hasty Mega Crab. Now, the Hasty Mega Crab is incredibly fun. It is probably the best Mega Crab. The Vampire Crab, whatever the heck they call it, also up there. Oh, looky, we got ourselves a wood safe. So, I am going to use my wood safe. I don't even know how to use my wood safe. Do I just click on my wood storage? Is that how that works? Let's go into here. We're going to use that wood safe, fill up our wood, buying all of the wood. Now, just a note, if I would have clicked claim, it would have allowed me to throw that other one in the garbage, but you don't want to do that. You want to keep those classified items rocking and rolling. We are going to spend some of that wood just to buy ourselves some raw crystals. That is going to get us into, that way our resources are back to normal. Now, next most important thing is make sure your creator boost is active when you're doing all of these things. It will get you 68.7% further on the Mega Crab. Now, these early stages, incredibly boring. I wish there was an option to skip past them, but we don't have that. So we're just going to throw 400 artillery onto that core, blowing it up just like that. Now, I don't know why I always throw a smoke on top of my troops or the core. It's just a good way to... I hate seeing... Whoa. Problems in paradise, my friends. Cable coming loose or something? Need to investigate that. That is the problem with all of these moving parts. I wish you could do wireless recording and streaming and stuff like that, but I just don't have that functionality yet. Maybe I should look into that, actually. Cables are just the bane of existence. And the Apple cables, I record on an iPhone 12 Pro Max, I believe it's called, and so cables are ridiculously expensive. All of the code ZMOT monies go back to buying cables, or very close to it, it feels like these days. Anyways, burning through these early stages. Once we get to about stage 12, 13, 14, things will get a little bit interesting, but do stick around. Now, if you're wondering why the heck I'm not using tanks, tanks are probably your best bet, and or Scorchers to get as far as you possibly can. And speaking of as far as you possibly can, this crab is one for the ages. I mean, if we check the leaderboard here, let's have a look here, see where the high scores are. Like 276 stages, and the crab started like yesterday. One other quick note, if you have a look at those high scores, you can see that the person who's on stage 276 has 0% destroyed. That means they still have more attacks. The person who's at stage 245, they failed on stage 245, so they either have just wasted an attack or they have no attacks left, and you can't see how many attacks they have left, unfortunately, but that 0% is a good indication that they still have much more crab to go. So then, we haven't even touched the speed serum yet. Our troops are going to be going faster and faster. If we have a look here, currently we are getting 50% troop speed. As soon as we get to level 10, I believe that's going to go up to 100%. I did not make a sneak peek on this. This is the first time I have attacked the Mega Crab this year for this month. I did not do a sneak peek. did not look on the dev build, so this is all new to me. I assume we're going up every 10 stages, but that might not be accurate, so please don't take that verbatim or whatever the heck that expression is. Dropping all of our troops. Now, heavies can run over boom mines, heavies can run through all of the stuff, and we should be able to just keep throwing those overly powerful artilleries towards that core. Now, the Mega Crab, as always, go as far as you possibly can, and in this instance, it's as far as you likely have the patience for. 276 stages is insane, the amount of time that person dedicated to the Mega Crab, and we're only like something in the neighborhood of 12 hours in, so I tip my cap to them. My cap is not a fedora, in case you're gonna ask that question, and just so much time dedicated, so well done. I don't have that many hours, so we're just going to do as far as we can using the most ridiculous troops. This is not a guide on how to do the Mega Crab the best, like I said, in the cards. Do check that out. Now, also let me know if that arrow is in the right neighborhood. I find that a lot of people don't know where YouTube cards are or what YouTube cards are, so trying to be helpful, getting those animated flashing arrows, I mean, should be like right in that neighborhood right there, but I don't know, just one of those things where just can't wrap my mind around how people can't find some things sometimes. So if you're watching on the browser, maybe that's why. The YouTube app for iOS and Android, just so good. I believe you get fewer ads by using it as well. Not entirely sure on those details, but we have finally found the stage that we can't just BART out. Came awfully close. We are flying through these stages, probably faster than force quitting at this point. Force quitting is a great way to accumulate powder later on when you start to get sick and tired of running through stages. If you have any questions on how to force quit, please do hit me up in the comments. I can walk you through that as well. Very standard practice in Supercell games, I do believe. Not in Brawl Stars, but I believe there are other Supercell games where force quitting is a thing. If not, Boombeach, it is fantastic. The rest of the attack just gets simulated. Obviously your gunboat energy is wasted, but easy way to burn through many stages. But in this instance, that we're just flying through these faster than you can likely force quit. But that being said, force quitting, if you have two devices, is the optimal way to force quit. Speeds things up. Don't have to wait for that loading screen nearly as much. My artillery missed the core there. Now, if you're wondering why the heck I'm using all heavies here, it's literally just to have a laugh, to make things more fun, and for the challenge. Not everything in Boombeach has to be perfect, and you don't have to have the exact Mega Crab statues. Using the optimal troops, a lot of the times, once you've been playing Boombeach for a little while, which for me I think is almost 7 years at this point, it's worth trying to mix things up a little tiny bit. For low levels, just use the optimal troops and don't attack always. Wait until you actually have a use for the attack, because there's nothing worse than sitting there with all of your storages full, knowing that you're probably going to get raided as soon as you go offline. I know low levels only get raided once a day, maybe twice a day, depending on how active they are, but it still sucks to lose all of that progress, all of that loot. Cruising on forwards, getting all the powders. I think we've already gotten, can we look at the rewards here? Let's have a quick look here. Just trying to see if I've gotten all my powder back yet. 1, 2, no, not quite there yet. 3. We've gotten 4 powder back, at least in 13 stages. I spent 12, as you likely saw there. So your powder, you will get all of your powder back, and then some. The Mega Crab moving to monthly removed the need for Power Stone chants. Power Stone chant statues are now basically irrelevant. There is not a heck of a lot of use for them because you get so much powder from the Mega Crab every single month. And then on top of that, you throw in the 30 or so powder you get from warships. By the way, sneak peek for season 34 of warships, hopefully coming in the next day or so. I don't know on the exact date or timings, but do consider clicking that subscribe button, click that bell. You will be notified the second that video comes out. For me, game lagging a little bit. I'm not sure if that's because I'm getting down to 1% battery or something ridiculous like that, or if it's just too much stuff going on the screen at one time. Stage 14 down. Now, I kind of assume we can get to stage 30 or so before we have any use for any troops beside heavies. And once we get rid of heavies, spoiler alert, I'm going to start bringing in some other ridiculous troops. Now, quick note, you'll notice that once you start to get to the higher levels, you don't need to worry about cryo bombs anymore. Cryo bombs stop being relevant because your troops are just too darn fast. So save yourself some gunboat energy. Don't worry about blowing up those cryo bombs. Just flare the headquarters, send all of your troops in there, and should be able to blow that puppy up. No problemo. I don't think we've even lost a heavy yet. Just burning through all of the things. Speed Serum, by the way, for those of you who haven't looked at the internal workings of Boombeach, Speed Serum makes your troops go twice as fast, but do, I think 4 times as fast, but do half as much damage. So, oh, there's our first heavy loss. There is a bit of a drawback to Speed Serum that you do a little bit less damage per shot, but you shoot a whole bunch faster. So little tiny intricate details involved that likely no one really cares about, but just trying to give you those little trivia answers in case you care. And that's why people weren't sure if Brick's battle order is stacked with it or not. Confusing math equations that go into all of these details. And then, again, we're just going to send our troops, flare that final engine room that is actually considered not an engine room, mixing up my Boombeach terminology, and then throwing all of the artillery in here. Now, these guys are probably better than warriors at this point because they have that tribal health boost, plus they are just absolutely burning rubber. But the beautiful thing about troop speed with warriors is that it makes warriors attack twice as fast, which makes them heal twice as fast. There we go, 100% troop speed. So we're just going to keep burning through these stages until we get a failure, and then we'll try and do some ridiculous things like bringing in some actually, you know what? I'm going to bring in some cryoneers right now just to change our troop composition a little tiny bit. Now, just note, if you're using like all cryoneers to do a stage, for example, do make sure you use your gunboat energy to get rid of those shield generators, because your cryoneers will not be able to burn through shields. Just like heavies will have a difficult time burning through shields, but by getting all of our gunboat energy back there and blowing up those shield gens should speed things up a teeny tiny little bit. Also, note that Speed Serum does work on critters. That will make the critters move faster as well. So many layers to this onion, my friends. Just picking up powder left, right, and center. I'm going to mix 2 boats of cryoneers in with our heavies. Heavies going faster, cryoneers going faster. Cryoneers making defenses shoot slower is going to make things even faster, I think, in theory. Anyways, we're going to drop that cryo bomb. I've already forgotten that I don't need to be doing that, but the one good thing it does using that GBE early is that it means that your troops aren't going to hit the mines. So now it's just a matter of waiting for all of our troops to burn through all of the stuff. That shock launcher being a bit of a pain, but if you come up with a troop combo that you feel is ridiculously fun and makes your Mega Crab experience better, faster, more amazing, please do make sure you tell me in the comments. Look how much gunboat energy we have, 259 already. So, we're just going to flare onto that core. Watch all of our troops. Bullet's going to taunt all of the stuff, and then we'll throw one shock on that shock launcher. Do be aware that shock launchers are going to be incredibly, incredibly effective. Your troops moving quickly and then suddenly coming to a halt is going to be a massive downer, a huge party pooper. Let's get all of those smokes out if we can. If someone wants to count those smokes, I would throw you a virtual cookie. Pretty darn good though. All heavies burning through these stages. Tell me you have a better troop combo than that. I would love, love, love to see it. And yes, I know someone out there is going to suggest Noah's Ark, also known as the kitchen sink. I'll do that in a second, just for the lols, just to get all of the funds happening. But for right now, I'm just going to get all of these shield gens on that right, all of these shield gens on that left. And then once that's done, oops, apparently I didn't throw enough artilleries on that right-hand side. And then we're just going to flare that core. Sending all of our troops. What the heck? I keep either missing or making mistakes. So we're just going to keep on taunting. I'm going to throw that speed serum on top of our troops. Just be very, very aware when you use speed serum on your troops, you're also using it on all of the defenses that touch it. So sending all of your heavies in with the boom cannons nearby, also using speed serum, dangerous, dangerous maneuver. Can you believe that we are now on stage 20? It has only been 16 minutes. I am trying not to talk fast, but I'm finding that just due to the overall ridiculousness and the hype, I'm not pausing for a breath as often as I should. So once again, like I said, shock launchers, bad, bad, danger. We're just going to get rid of those shock launchers and then just sit back and watch the carnage. I don't think we have to do anything at this point. All of those the cryo bombs are gonna get rid of all of the things. I said I wasn't gonna do anything. I'm gonna throw a bunch of critters out there to get rid of the shock mines. Again, not wanting our troops to slow the heck down. Our troops are at, I believe, 150% troop speed. The buildings are at, I think, a quarter building speed thanks to our cryo bombs and our cryoneers. So Bullet and the gang just crushing all of this stuff. Now, I have instant training, but if you don't have instant training, all heavies is not a bad idea. I mentioned this in my earlier video with my Mega Crab guide, but we have not lost a ton of troops. We've lost, I think, in the neighborhood of 4 or 5 heavies. If you were using tanks, you probably would have lost 0 troops, but tanks aren't nearly as much fun as these ridiculous, ridiculous heavy dudes. Although later on, once we get into like 400% troop speed or whatever the heck the max level is, tanks start to become fun as well. So this is making up for all of the inadequacies in troops. One quick note is that, speaking of inadequacies in troops, the worst troop in the history of troops, the Mechs that are supposed to shock things but don't shock things, that are incredibly slow and boring, they suddenly become relevant with the Hasty Crab. Don't sleep on these guys. They are actually half decent. I will do one attack with these things just for the lols, like I said. Then we'll switch things up a little bit and get into some more ridiculous troop combos. But one thing to be aware of with these guys is that they have a ton of health. They will suddenly be moving at a decent clip, but that decent clip is not nearly as fast as other troops because these things are so ridiculously slow to start with. So getting rid of shock launchers left, right, and center, and then just letting our troops go willy-nilly. I don't think I've used a shock except until now on any of these stages, just burning through absolutely everything, trying to keep up with the gunboat energy that just keeps flying in. I mean, look at that. They're covered in frost, and they're just burning through everything in their way. We have lost a total of 0 Mechs. Mechs are my least favorite troop by a fairly significant margin, but with this Hasty Crab, anything can be fun. So now that that's done, I wish we had rocket choppers so that we could use the fastest of the fast on this, but unfortunately that is not an option. So we will switch it up. I'm going to bring in all bombardiers just because they're there. Now, bombardiers without something in front to get shot in the face is a dangerous, dangerous proposition, but I am fairly confident that Everspark and her critters are going to do something for us. Come on, Everspark, don't die. There we go. Now it's just me throwing critters, trying to pretend like we have some useful defense buildings, some useful troop out in front of our bombardiers. They are going to be very, very susceptible to all of those ranged defenses, so just need to keep on dropping all of the shocks and the critters. But these guys have so much damage, it's absolutely ridiculous. Should I have some tanks out front or some Scorchers out front? Yes, most definitely, but that would not be living on the edge, and if you're not living on the edge, you're taking up too much space. It says 1995 t-shirt by No Fear, I believe that was, or was that Big Johnson? Remember those ridiculous shirts? I sure do. Showing my age a little bit though, but that's all right. Burning through that shield like it's made out of hot butter, mega crab, garlic. Yeah, making me hungry suddenly. Okay, stage 22 done. No more bombardiers for me. That was not nearly as much fun. It was definitely a lot riskier, but it's not at the level we're looking for. So all Scorchers probably are the best bet. I will admit it. All Scorchers, I mean, you just drop them. You drop Kavan in behind, and then I'm just going to keep clicking that second wind button. Every time I have enough gunboat energy, I'm going to click second wind. I think my record is like 7 clicks on second wind. I don't know if we're going to be able to get there on this, but trying to keep Kavan alive. By clicking second wind, he slows down behind the Scorchers and you don't get the exploding Scorchers up in his face. But the fact that we're not getting that GBE gain means I don't think we're going to be able to get there. But do keep track if you're playing at home. Keep clicking that second wind. See what the most expensive second wind you can manage is. I don't know if I've ever gotten the 78. I feel like I should have, but I'm not entirely sure if we've actually gotten that far or not. Kavan bringing back pink zombie Scorchers is fantastic, but more importantly, it's a great waste of gunboat energy. And we should have been throwing shocks here, but I'm trying to get that next second wind, and we're going to get it right there, 78. If you've ever gotten it over 100, I would love to see a screenshot of that 108 number, but just utterly and completely wasting gunboat energy. Speaking of wasting gunboat energy, see that little segue there? We're going to just drop one of each type of troop in here. I'm sure you guys have seen this. If you have never done this before, it was more fun, or it was easier when there was only one, or there was only 8 troops is what I was trying to say. And then they brought in a bunch more troops, and now you have to decide what you want to put in your boats. So I am going to go something like this. We're going to stay away from the Scorcher and the Mech. I think that should basically cover us. And if you're wondering why the heck I'm using Kavan, Kavan is a great way if you're going to drop your troops and do nothing with them. By having Kavan, if you're going to use Bullet, he's going to go out front and die if you're going to force quit. That's why I've got Kavan loaded on this layout. So you just drop your troops and then you close the game and you come back and sure enough, you've beaten the stage. We are using, and I think I would classify this as more ridiculous than all heavies, and we are going to beat stage 24. Like Hasty Mega Crab just absolutely getting murdered. Like watch our warriors down there. They are going to be hitting so fast the animation can't even keep up, which means they're healing that fast. It is absolutely redonkulous. So I mean, hopefully I've stressed this enough, but this Mega Crab is the bestest of the Mega Crabs. As we get that 78, I don't think we're going to be able to get that next one because the core is going to explode. If you've got even the 88 or the 98, please send me a screenshot. Would love to see it. You can't waste any gunboat energy on anything else, though. So, is this the funnest of the Mega Crabs? Please let me know in the comments. if you can think of a more fun Mega Crab, I would love to hear about it. I just don't think it's possible. This Mega Crab is just so darn good. And this is the heart and soul of the Mega Crab in my mind, is this Hasty Mega Crab where the troop boosts just make things way more enjoyable. People play longer than ever, and having instant training is just such a great boost. And I know that, well, not everyone has instant training, but this Mega Crab being so fun should make you want to get instant training. Like, that's, for me, that is a successful Mega Crab, is when, if Supercell looks at their metrics and they go, oh crap, more people bought instant training than other months. I personally played for free for years and years on this game, but as soon as instant training came out, I was sold. So I'm not saying everyone has to pay to win or something like that, or spend money on Boombeach, but the game should tempt you into wanting to spend money. And for me, the Hasty Mega Crab does that in spades, except for when it crashes, which makes me want to stop all subscriptions. So, one thing I have not done well enough is spending those buying those raw crystals. I have been maxed on gold for a while here, I do believe, so this is why I like to do a live stream instead, because that way someone out there can tell me, hey, dum-dum, spend those golds, spend those resources. Okay, finally starting to get into something a little bit interesting. We have got a bunch of doom cannons which are going to shoot our troops in the face if we let them. So I'm going to throw a shock right there. We're just going to keep pumping critters out. Critters back there, critters on that cryo bomb, and then second winding all of the things. Absolutely ignoring the cryo bombs, unless of course you have low health troops, in which case you need to be more careful because they will destroy your troops. You will be unhappy. So don't just go ignore cryo bombs and then be surprised when your troops die. Ignore them for the speed reduction, but do not forget about the fact that they do all sorts of damage to your troops. So where the heck are those shield gens? Those shield gens are about as far as they could possibly be from where I dropped my troops. This would have been a good one to go for that 78 or 88 second wind, I feel like. Assuming the Kavan is still alive. Yep, there he is. So maybe, just maybe, we got a chance on this one. I think we've already got the 78 though. We need the 88, which I don't think we're going to have nearly enough buildings for. And we might just burn through that shield before we even get that far along. So, second wind, there is the 88, or 78, great, I just can't say words, it seems like. It seems like I've run out of the ability to speak. Down goes stage 26. And to be honest here, I don't have the patience to play for 150, 200, 300 stages. So by basically forcing myself to fail by using ridiculous troops, I reduce the amount of time that I have to be sitting here waiting for my troops to die or reload or whatever the heck it might be. So do try some ridiculous troops. You will not regret it. It is just so satisfying to smoke all warriors to the back of the base when they're at like 400% troop speed. Actually, you know what? I'll do that next attack just to see if we can pull it off, because smoking troops generally can be a little bit difficult. If you mix in the extra troop speed, it just makes things all that much more difficult. So we will try to keep our troops underneath smoke. Now, I should be smoking Zookas just because they are a lot more fragile than warriors, but the idea of warriors just absolutely crushing the base appeals to me a little bit too much. So we are just burning all of these things. I haven't been paying attention to which troops have been living, which troops have been dying, but I kind of assume our Zookas are not doing terribly well. Low health, running into mines as fast as they possibly can. If someone out there kept a tally of which troops died, I'd be curious to see, because just sheer ridiculousness. I mean, yes, I am full boosted and we're only on stage 27, but still, like, this is insanity at its most fun. Do I have a troop loadout for warriors? No. I wish there were a couple more troop loadouts, to be honest, or even a button where you could say, like, load all boats with warriors. That would be magical. Magical, magical, magical. Now, we are going to use... I kind of want to use brick. I feel like brick would be the most extra awesome with these dudes, but we'll have a look and see what we need for our... Oh, there's a lot of hot pots there. That's going to make things much, much more difficult. So I'm going to bring Mr. Bullet with us. This is going to be my first failure. I can almost taste it. Okay, so let's go. Just trying to fail. Like, it's ridiculous. This is completely and utterly ridiculous. We are going to get rid of that and that, trying to clear as many mines as we can, because our fun could all be ruined if we have no troops left when we get towards the core. Not bad, not bad. 148 gunboat energy. I am going to throw some critters right there. Gonna pop that one right there. And then just getting all of our troops on to that right there, hoping that Bullet does not ruin our fun, because Bullet has been known to do that. And then we're just gonna run all of our troops, trying to stay ahead. Now, what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to smoke onto that hot pot. And one of the problems here is that if that hot pot pops up, we are not going to be able... You know what? I'm gonna go onto this hot pot right here, because what that can do is I'm going to hope that we can then flare onto that final engine room, right? Engine room. Why do I keep saying engine room? I'm going to flare right there, and Bullet's taunt should, in theory... Oh, Bullet, there we go. Bullet coming up clutch. Look at that core absolutely melt. Lost more warrior dudes than I would have liked, but come on. Bullet taunting the hot pots. That was so good. I'm not sure how I'm going to top that attack, to be completely honest. Oh, man. Like, this stuff brings a real, dedicated, like, high-quality smile to my face just by doing ridiculous things. Like, this core has 4 million health, plus that other stuff, so we'll say 4.5 million health. We're going to go something like this. I am going to throw a barrage there, and then... we're going to throw a smoke onto there, and then we're just going to drop all of our troops, throw the flare right about there, and then we're just going to go something like this. I don't remember where my flare went to. Oh, my flare went on the wrong building. Okay, so we're going to go 1-2 there, and then we need to throw a med kit out there, because these guys are just almost getting pummeled. So we're going to throw a shock there, and a shock there. Bullet's taunt should... when it pops out, that is, taunt that shock launcher so it doesn't fire. And now we just need to get all of our troops burning through all of these defenses. I think that's going to be good enough right there. Bullet's taunt, clearing all of the stuff, maybe throw a couple critters out there, and then watching as our warriors burn through all of this core. Like, it's should be fairly quick. I mean, we've already done like 3 million damage, and look at this, just utterly and completely ridiculous, and we haven't even used Speed Serum. One more Speed Serum, just one total. Burning through the core with warrior dudes. Give it a shot. It is a lot of fun, but you got to throw your smokes very, very early. Thankfully, that was very close to the shore. Didn't have to worry about that too much. I'm going to do... Let's have a look at stage 30 quickly here. Make sure I can actually smoke to wherever the heck the core is. Okay. This is not a good one. Do you reach there? Yes. I said I was... Okay. I already committed to it in my head. We are going to smoke Zookas. It is going to be a terrible idea, but might as well give it a go. This, let's see how much shield this thing has. 3.5 million health. Should be able to get all of our troops. If there was ever meant to be a failure, this would be the failure right here. This is going to be my last attack, regardless if we win or lose. If we win, it will make... I will just shut this video down and basically yell in my headphones. But what we're going to do is we're going to go like this. Pop that cryo bomb, which is going to help us clear some of the mines. There we go. Did not clear as many mines as I would have liked. We are not going to use critters to clear mines, because using critters to clear mines is a very, very, very bad idea. Do not use critters to clear mines. You will regret it. And now, here goes nothing. All of our Zookas underneath that one smoke. Oh man, look how fast they are. This is going to be insanity. Trying to stay ahead of our Zookas with those smokes. I need the delay. If we can get there with the delay, we have a little bit of a shot up. Already lost it. So, critters into that smoke. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Things are not looking up, my friends. We're going to throw a shock there and there and there and there. Hopefully. Come on, dudes. Here goes nothing. Come on, Zookas. Burning the shield as fast as they possibly can. Not going to be enough, I don't think, though. Come on, Speed Serum. Yeah! Let's go. That was ridiculous. We just burned so much shield without the delay, and our Zookas getting absolutely crushed, and Brick getting shot in the face. Boom. Shakalaka. We are done. Hopefully you enjoyed that video. Lots and lots of ridiculous entertainment involved. Don't forget to do imitation game. Don't forget to attack your operation. And most importantly, don't forget to comment down below. Let me know which attack you liked the best. If you have a better attack strategy that you think I should try. And if you can think of any troop combo that you think I would fail with, I would love to hear that. Don't say all medics, it's been done. Don't say all cryoneers, that has also been done. Also, don't forget to claim your supply chest, because that will help you out immensely getting those extra intels for your task force. That is all for me though, friends. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you thought, what you enjoyed, all that fun stuff. Click the bell, tell a friend, share, like, subscribe. Talk to you soon. I'm Zedmont. Do stick around, check out my Patreons on my end screen. They support this channel, help make all of this stuff possible. If you want to consider getting your name there, have a look, have a read. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. I'm Zedmont. Peace.